All right, everyone. Welcome back to Session Podcast. Me and my clavicle is here right now. Catch that light.
I still love that theme song.
I just want everybody to know that before we started, she moisturized and then highlighted that bitch.
She did.
I paid good money. I put in hard work for this clavicle. Y'all gonna pay for it. Y'all gonna
I vouch for that. And then told us about how the shirt had to be cut like surgically around the neckline.
It didn't have to be. I just did it because the collar was getting fucked up anyway. So I was like, okay, so might as well just do it to this one. I ain't gonna wear it anywhere else now.
So basically, get ready for nudity, and then in the coming weeks,
like, there was a whole lot of shoulder. I was like, "Girl, you got a whole titty out? Like
the whole titty?
Like you barely hold it in."
It's much smaller than they used to be, so it's not a lot of titty left over.
Well, good for you.
So you'll get your titty meat back.
Anyway, how's everybody doing?
Good. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm fighting whatever the fudge has been going around the bases on Okinawa.
Oh, really?
My throat is sore.
I woke up this morning with like a small cold. I was like, "Ooh, I'm fighting it right now, child."
See, yeah, like I've been dealing with a real sore and dry throat and a lot of congestion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not. It's not like runny, but like I'm plugged.
Yeah. And you keep fading in and out. I'm concerned. I'm concerned for you, girl. Come back to a star. It's like, right.
Get into the ocean. Get out the water, Ariel. Get out the water.
Are you communicating to us from the other side, girl?
Oh my gosh, you guys are dumb.
Get out the water. Get out the water.
But I do want y'all to know that I swam what's 50 times 8? 400 meters in a pool on Thursday because I wanted to see my abs a little bit. That's not me trying to flex. It was more so like we had weigh-ins the next day, and I was like, I know I ain't been eating right, and I know I'm over 170 pounds. Might as well give myself a good fighting chance.
Might as well float this pool. I mean, that's good. You can swim. I can't swim. I never learned how to swim, so I'm always impressed when people swim. When black people people float, I'm always impressed.
I'll be on the shallow end, just dipping my toes in, looking pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I don't float. See, the thing is, every time I can move from one place to another, but the moment I come up for air, all of a sudden I'm going all the way down, and it's just like I feel like that's not supposed to happen.
I mean, do you do like all the things like breaststrokes and like what are all the swimming things that people do?
I do like
breaststrokes. Right. What's
I
that
can
one?
do a backstroke, but I don't like to do a backstroke because I always end up like canting, so I run into the line or I run into a wall.
Oh. What's the one? What's this one where you turn your head and you do the breathing, the coordinating?
I think that's a breaststroke. I think.
I'll do the breaststroke.
I thought the breaststroke.
Oh, that's the breaststroke.
Like,
I don't know what that one is.
I don't know what that one is.
Well, yeah, I got 3 strokes. I got 3 main strokes to my name, and one of them is a doggy paddle. All right.
I have done a doggy paddle with my toes touching, like how like you get to the water and it's up to your second chin, and then you're like, oh, I'm there, and then your toes. You once had a second chin, so don't be
once.
Don't be that bitch.
She's never going back. You can't.
Don't be that bitch.
What?
And your toes like scrape the pool, and you're like, oh, and then you start to doggy paddle, and you U-turn and you doggy paddle back to like where the water is like cute, like on your shoulders, like.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's like a doggy paddle with that.
Doggy paddle, whatever the alternative one is, and that.
Girl, this background is not helping you. I'm telling you right now.
I got doggy paddle and try not to drown, and if somebody gets too close, you grab them.
No, I was swimming, and then I literally ran into someone. Like we were swimming towards each other, and my head was just downward because I can't look up because then I start going downwards. Don't ask me why that happens, but I literally ran into somebody, and we like clashed. We're like,
when you get into water, it's survival. You're in survival mode. Look, I ain't going down by myself. I'm grabbing people, climbing on kids, like move. I got to
Like
live. I don't know.
She
Even
just
when
said, bring it
cruise
down
ship-
like the Titanic. That's all she just said.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even like when I travel, like ankle deep, like like the Bahamas, I walked into the water with swim shoes on. I'm like, that water looks hangry. I'm not going out there. One good wave
See,
and I'm gone.
I do shoulder
Mhm.
and or whenever my feet stop touching or once my feet, that next step, I wouldn't be touching the ground. I'd actually have to put in
Now,
effort.
is this in a pool or in an open water source? Because
In
the two are
open water,
different.
you can get me up to my shoulders. Because once I get up to my shoulders, I can fight my way back.
You
I can
brave.
still fight my way back. If I actually have to like free float and figure out how I'm going to move across the water, no. Every time I walk into the water, the tide rises a little bit. Poseidon
Right.
wants his ass. He wants his ass.
That's
My
right.
ancestors be calling
That
my
big
name.
ass be dispersing water.
Did you say Trident wants his ass? Did I just hear Trident wants his ass?
It's been a problem since I was a small child. I'd go into the water and all of a sudden the tide would get real crazy and I'd be like, it wasn't like this 3 minutes ago. It wasn't like this 3 hours ago. Everybody else went in and it was fine. I go in and all of a sudden,
So what you're saying
my
is
ankles, now it's at my knees.
A water deity wants to clap your cheeks.
Yeah.
Hey, he's clapped less. I don't know to take it as a compliment, but he's clapped less.
Those gods, if you read Greek mythology, they were clapping everybody's cheeks.
Oh, they
did it with a horse.
Give a shit.
But all I know is when I go into the water, all of a sudden it went from ankle to knees, and it went from knees to thighs. Now it's thighs to like my stomach, and it's just like, hey, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: you're not getting me today. That's not how I'm going out.
So funny because I sent something in the group chat that was referring to something that Nico had said because he had went to a pool party one time. Mind you, he's at this pool party. No one's in the water though. That sounds about right because gay men will go to a pool party and speedos and everything and not touch the water.
Why? Somebody pee in the water?
No, they just don't get in the water.
Get in the water.
They don't want to get wet. Like
who the fuck knows?
They want the aesthetic of the swim, but without doing the swim. They just want an overglorified underwear party.
Yeah.
Which is ironic, which is kind of funny, but it's kind of ridiculous at the same time. It's like why come to a pool party if you're not even going to try even dip your toes into the water?
I don't know. I kind of agree with that though, because once you get your swimsuit wet, especially when you got to go to the bathroom, maybe for men it's different. But yeah, what you gonna piss in the swimsuit? What I'm saying is when you go to the bathroom and you're taking your swimsuit down, it's just so wet, and then the floor is wet, and it's just everything is wet. The toilet seat's wet, the floor is wet. Everything is just like
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but these are gay men who douched before they came here. First of all, and then second of all, if the water is clinging to your private parts and making them more prominent, I assure you, nobody is offended at a gay swimming party.
Because we went to a pool party over the following weekend, and it was actually people were actually in the fucking water doing something. I was like, look, everybody's a mermaid.
People had their feet and legs in the water, maybe because it was so hot.
Was it hot?
It was kind of hot that day.
Yeah. People want to cool off.
I realized that day that I had not eaten food that morning. But I was drinking tequila and I was like, yeah, I need to get food. This is not a good thing.
No.
I'm about to crash out.
I only had trail mix this morning. I need actual fucking food before I continue on with this day. So yeah, I'm going to dip 20 minutes, go get me a hamburger and come right back.
That's right. Save my spot. Have you decided about Frolic for next year?
Oh, I'm going. I already have my ticket paid. I'm paying for my ticket and I got my hotel book.
Okay. So you are going.
I can't make a decision, or I don't get to make a decision because next year is our boat year. And I don't know when I'm going to be on it. So therefore,
sounds like you're going to be in the water one way or the other, though.
That's fair. Yeah, no. So I can make winter plans. I can't make summer and spring.
Yeah.
I might be able to come up though if things work out. I might be able early spring. I might be able to come see you wherever you are because I might be in Virginia Beach then. But last time I was supposed to be in Virginia Beach, everybody wanted to lose their goddamn mind. So we'll see what happens.
When I move to Panama, you're both welcome to come and visit me, and we will frolic in the Panamanian sun on the beach.
I got me a new nail tech in Virginia Beach, honey. Okay.
Already?
Already?
I used to go to school with her.
Oh, okay.
That's the best part. I used to go to school with her. I used to be cool with her and everything. I reached out to her and be like, oh, hey. I used to be cool with her. I'm not just because I'm not going to reach out to her because she's a nail tech, but it's like, oh, this is a plus that you're an actual nail tech.
Mm-hmm.
And you live in Virginia Beach. Oh,
good nail
perfect. Tech? Yeah, she's good. She was one of those girls who was always artistic. So she was always drawing and creating shit. So like being a nail tech, it's a natural.
Go ahead and plug her. Go ahead and plug her in the description box below.
I will. Let me see. I'll do it after this.
Plug her in the description box below.
All right. Shall we get into the nitty gritty of it all today?
Sure. Tell us what it's about.
Right, because we don't know. We in the dark like everybody else.
I decided that it's because when one who controls the show gets to keep everything a secret. So I decided to have my pick this week, which my pick is and if anybody knows me, knows what this movie already is. It is my favorite movie of all. No, that's not it is an Eddie Murphy movie, but it's not Harlem Nights. It is my favorite movie.
Who's it, Norbit?
It's Norbit.
It's not Norbit.
Oh, the Nutty Professor.
Okay, we were only off by shades.
Yeah. Let me just start by saying this. There was a point where I did not like these films until I realized how good they fucking were.
Until you lost weight, you cheeky bitch.
No, it was way before. I was literally, actually, technically speaking, at one point, I weighed more than Sherman did. So it wasn't about weight or anything like that. But these movies are my comfort movies. These movies are what make me happy. These movies are what make me laugh. These movies are what make me feel sentimental. It's weird to say that. But I enjoy these movies thoroughly. And when I tell people, never watch these movies with me because I will repeat every single line of dialogue in each one of them. I will repeat every single line of dialogue because that's how many times I motherfucking watched them.
I don't think I've ever been invested in a movie enough to know dialogue. Like I know what's going to happen next. You know, I know scenes. You know,
well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I know certain scenes. I'm like, I can.
No, but some people know actual dialogue. Like some people, you know, do the whole.
Yeah, no,
dialogue.
I have like 2 or 3 movies where I can almost say word for word every single line, even if I haven't watched it for over a year. It's like, no, the muscle memory's still there.
Especially the dinner scene in the first one, I know that by heart. So this movie stars Eddie Murphy. And he always has a female counterpart. One of them would be Jada. Either the first one was Jada Pinkett Smith, and the second one was Janet Jackson. He essentially plays a overweight professor who comes from a family who. Part 2.
Janet, go ahead.
Yeah, part 2 was better. He plays a overweight professor at Spelman College, which is a HBC. Is Spelman an HBCU, right?
Yes, it is.
All female
historical black college. Which is ironic because they had a white dean for it, but okay. Right.
You take
that's
that.
not as ironic as you think, but go ahead.
He is also a high intellectual genius as well, who is also a scientist. But he lacks interpersonal skills, so he doesn't know how to interact with people, but he's an otherworldly intellect. And the movie kind of goes through his journey of trying to figure out, like, he finds someone attractive, but he also realizes that he's big in a world where people just don't accept the fact that you're a larger person. So if you haven't seen this movie, I'm just going to spoil it for everybody. He creates a serum that basically makes him a smaller person, but it also alters his personality. In the first one, which gets the character Buddy Love, and then in the second one, that same character comes back, but as his own separate person, and kind of wreaks havoc on his life. And Sherman tries to figure out how to deal with this and how to figure everything out. Like I said, he always has a female counterpart in both of these films. First one was Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't like this hair, but I think she is very pretty in this movie.
Well, she ain't got it no more, so you ain't got to worry about it.
That's true. And I will say this, and I'm going to say this honestly. Out of all the things I've seen Jada in, this is the prettiest she's ever looked in a movie.
She looked really pretty in For Colored Girls. She was just tired.
It was every time she smiled on screen, every time her face lit up. It was just it was so simple and beautiful, and she was so funny in it too. So the movie is also about family as well, which a lot of people. That's why originally, like in the first one, it wasn't really centered around his family, but the second one kind of was. And one of the things about
they were very
that,
supportive.
that's what I'm getting to. His family was very supportive of him, especially his parents. They did not hinder him in any way, shape, or form when it came to achieving things and being excelling in his curriculum and being an educator or whatever. His mother loves him unconditionally. His father loves him unconditionally. When in the first one, when he was about to he was getting in trouble, and they was kind of scared for what might happen to him. They both were about to pull like a razor and a knife out, ready to fight down to defend their damn son. So he has a supportive family who loves him very much, who just wants to see him happy and just live his life, and which is probably what most people would deserve in this world, is to have a family that supports them for who they are and everything. Also, the dinner scenes in this are fucking hilarious because nobody cooks this much amount of food, not even at Thanksgiving. Just saying.
That was just like a Sunday meal or something, or maybe even just a weekday meal.
Like literally, that's just a family dinner for them, and it's like all in this one picture alone. There's at least what 5, 6 dishes already on the table.
It looked like red beans and rice, potato salad. Look like a turkey.
There's some chicken up there. There's some ribs.
Some sweet tea.
A little bit of the rolls, and then they got the dark colored soda. That's a whole lot of calories.
Is that soda or sweet tea? It's still a whole lot of calories.
Either way, it's a whole lot of calories.
Anyway, it's a whole other side of the table that still has more food on it as well. And mind you, she cooks all of this shit. So I don't know what the fuck she was doing. But like
she don't work.
Movie,
she just takes care of the house. She cook one meal and then she starts cooking the next one 3 minutes in. Wanted to be out on time. I gotta start right when y'all start eating.
Do y'all like to cook?
Yes.
I know you like to cook, Jen. But do you like to cook, Star Mother?
I like to cook for others, but I can't. It's really hard for me to eat my own food, not because it doesn't taste good, but because I put so much effort into cooking, I lose my appetite by the time it's done.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I cook for myself and I keep my appetite. I cook it exactly the way I like it. And like I'm always willing to share my food, but if you have any criticisms, I'll always tell you do it your fucking self.
Which is fair. If you wanted it to taste like what you wanted it to taste like, you should have made it.
You should have made it your fucking self.
So the film is to me one of Eddie Murphy's great works, not because it's just funny, but because of the fact that he plays 7 different characters in both of them. And that doesn't really get acknowledged a lot of the time. And I think that shows one of his flexes as an actor. But I can also say like Harlem Nights is one of his great works. Boomerang is one of his great works. Coming to America is one of his. Well, not Norbit. Norbit's a good film, but like it's not like.
No. I'm making the joke. I'm just making the joke.
I was going to send you a YouTube video from Harlem Nights because it was like the 20th anniversary or 25th or that's the 30th or I don't know something, and it was a video of Eddie Murphy talking about how he had to help a lot of different actors like Red Fox. When Red Fox died, he didn't have money, or his estate.
So Eddie paid for his
funeral, basically,
and funeral and everything like that.
And Rick James and Alfalfa, the guy that played Alfalfa, from the what was it? The old, those old shows from Little Rascals. Yeah, he didn't have a headstone. He bought him a headstone, and he's like,
well, that shows just how amazing Eddie was as a person. Not only
as
a person,
not dead.
But is
he's still there.
I know. I'm just saying. It's like,
I mean, he's shady. He's a little shady, but he's a good person.
But I will say that. No, I'm sorry. I will say that Nutty Professor is one of my top favorite Eddie Murphy movies. There's so many of them out there. When it comes to just his line of work, I think between like the 80s and the 90s, Eddie really dominated the box office in so many ways.
He did. My favorite Eddie Murphy will always be Shrek because he will always be dog guy.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think it's important to note, like we don't give him enough credit as we should in the entertainment industry because of how amazing and captivating he is as an entertainer.
From singing
I remember him in Daddy Daycare. That was a fun time.
Daycare.
Like there's just so many, and then when he started to do more serious
Dr. Dolittle.
Stuff, and like he did Dolomite, which was like a real kind of sort of stepping outside of something that he's done before, but it was like in Beverly Hills Cop doing all 3 of those and everything. He's
that was so early in his career though. Beverly Hills Cop, that was what you know.
And then like was it Golden Child and that like
Golden Child, that boy, that's you going back. Those are old. Those are
you know,
old.
so I think Eddie will go down in history as one of
Also,
the
too,
greats.
his singing, "My girl likes to party
Yeah,
all the time, party
Didn't he do
all
that
the
for a
time,
bet?
party all." Yep,
he
it wasn't even
did.
serious, and he was good.
I think it was Rick James bet him if he couldn't make an album or some shit like a song
And
or
it was a
something like
hit.
that, and he surely did.
He did it. Even the with the donkey, I believe. Remember the song?
Yeah, no, like
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy
Believe.
always could sing. It was just more so
Right,
like does the moment call for it?
and
right.
like whilst he does comedy well, he's also a good dramatic actor. Because if you watch Dreamgirls, he was selling it in that shit.
I've never seen
Ooh, girl, don't
Dreamgirls.
do that. Let me get you some lotion. Why would he tell that story? Why would he go out of his way to tell that
Oh, the
story?
story about Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah. Do you know Yvonne?
No, I've never seen I've never seen the movie.
Okay,
What
but no,
happened?
there's a scene that's happening between Beyonce and Jennifer Hudson, and it's a private moment. It's a real private moment. But Eddie Murphy's somewhere nearby, close enough to be able to hear. And Jennifer Hudson was a little ashy between her fingers, so she's trying to like lick it away. She licking her finger, trying to lick it away. And Beyonce grabs her hands like, "Ooh, girl, don't do that. Let me get you some lotion."
Yeah.
And he told that in an interview. And it's just like, why would you tell a secret like that? Why would you expose that moment?
Oh.
That quiet, private moment between
Was
two
that in
women.
the movie or was that a real moment?
No, it's
That was a real
moment
moment.
behind the
Oh.
scenes.
Oh.
But yeah,
This is
that is
it's just
my
like I don't think that Eddie Murphy's a bad person, but I definitely do think he's one of them old uncles that's shady. But like you can ask him for help, but Lord knows you're never gonna hear the end of it.
and this one Eddie Murphy movie that
Everybody else
everyone
won't.
hates, but I actually really love it, and I don't know why. It's The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
The Adventure. I remember the movie, but I don't remember the movie, if that makes sense. Like I remember the
You've heard of
name.
it,
I
but
just
yeah.
right. I
A lot
probably
of people
saw
don't.
it, but I don't remember the movie.
A lot of people don't like the movie. I can
Mm.
understand why, but something about the movie for me, I really thoroughly enjoy.
I mean, sometimes some movies are terrible at the time, but later on when you watch it, you're like, you know what, this is not terrible. This hits. This slaps. And you sit down and you watch it, and it becomes a new classic.
I think
And
in
then
an
there's certain movies
interview,
that you thought were good at first, and then you come back to years later, and like, ooh, girl,
You're
what was
like,
I
was
on?
I high? What's so good
like
about this
this shit was
damn
good.
movie?
Eh?
You know what though? I have still good taste from my young era to my older era because movies that I liked when I was young, I still fucks with now. I still likes. I still dig it.
I'm trying to figure out why my brain, when I was a kid, filled in more blanks. Because a lot of the movies I loved as a kid, when I rewatch them now, I'm like, man, we kind of scooting through the plot. I remember this feeling a lot more paced. And then I watch it now, and it's just like, I guess Little Meat was putting in more work than I thought. He was
There's like
You
filling
know
in.
what?
there's so many.
Now that you said that, you're right because you're like sometimes when I watch movies and I'm like, we're at this part now. I feel like there was something. There weren't any more scenes.
There was an
Going
extra scene
on.
in this before we got to this point. Like
Yeah,
what
was
skipped
this
Where'd
ahead?
it
Why
go?
does
What
this happen?
happened to it?
what happened? Yeah, you're right. There are some movies where I guess maybe my editor mind was like, no, this needs this scene added to it. Yeah,
But
I've
I
done
can't
that a
remember
couple
like
times.
what scene was there in between. It was just like I don't know. It was just there was some. We had
I
a little
just
bit more breathing room before we got here.
right. I just don't. I feel like we're getting here kind of quick. Like, yeah, I've definitely had that moment when watching old movies, but I don't know. I don't because I just don't watch movies a lot, even old movies. I just watch YouTube and stuff like that. I don't catch a lot of old movies. Now when I used to live alone, we were talking about living alone before we, came on the show. I used to watch TV much more and watch movies much more. But I used to watch old movies. I used to watch Turner movie classics.
Oh, I used
Like
to never see those
old
commercials.
movies. Yeah. Something about old movies, women slapping each other and talking in that high, like from the turn of the century, not turn of the century, but like old movie
Yeah,
language,
old
like those, yeah,
Hollywood,
old
old
Hollywood talk.
like
And it's
Rita
like, you from
Hayworth and
Brooklyn. Why
like
you talking like that? Girl.
Yeah. You know what I never understood back in the early thousands and late 90s? Why did all the black movies talk about sucking toes? Every rom com, somebody asked about sucking toes, and it was just like, I, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But like, why is this now a cultural zeitgeist moment?
Now that I think about
Really?
this, but now that I think we're talking about Eddie Murphy, am I foolish to say that he would have played a good Wiz?
He wouldn't have been a bad Wiz.
Wait, I was still on the sucking toes. We have pivoted. What?
I said Eddie Murphy would play a good Wiz in the Wiz.
Okay, okay, let's put a pin in that. Go back to the sucking toes. What?
Yes, like there were multiple
She always
movies
focusing on the wrong
with,
shit.
what's that dad from Blackish? What his name is?
Something Anthony Anderson.
Oh, Anthony Anderson. Yeah, yeah.
Anthony Anderson. All the rom-com budget movies he did back in the early 2000s, that was on BET. Somebody asked about toes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a weird thing, and then there were other movies that talked about it too. It was just like, well, how good are they as a lover? Do they suck toes?
I think here's my theory. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's an edgy thing because I'll give you this. So as we got out of the toe sucking era, I guess, one day I woke up and I was like, when did everybody start eating ass? Like, when did that become a thing? Like, it just seems like
the Zoom call.
It just seemed like it came out of nowhere, ass eating. You know, like all of a sudden.
Well,
like,
okay. For me, back when I was growing up, because this was happening, I was becoming sexually aware, as the children would say, or as the adults would say.
Sexually aware. Yes, let's hope the children
like,
would say
I was somewhere between like middle school and high school, and I remember, was it Tanashi that was saying, "You gotta eat the booty like groceries."
You gotta eat the booty like groceries.
Whenever that song came out, but I think that kind of brought like a whole sexual question into the community, where it's just like, what is the quality of the lover? Do they eat the booty? Instead of talking about sucking toes.
I mean, okay, so I remember back like in the late 90s, early 2000s. Speaking of comedians, there was a comedian that was talking about, it might have been Eddie Murphy, talking about tossing salads. And so everybody would laugh because it was always a prison thing about tossing salads, you know? But then somewhere around maybe 2005, early 2010s, it became real. People were tossing people's salads left and right. And I just want to know, when did eating ass enter the zeitgeist?
Well, I mean, it's always been there because as intellectual media has said, it's been a conversation piece, but sometimes these conversations get louder and softer.
Yeah.
I don't know what our next one is going. Well, I guess maybe
I know where's the next place? Where does the next adventure take us?
Not with the way Pop the Balloon's been going. I don't think we're gonna have shit next.
What do you mean?
There's
nothing.
No.
What do you mean? Like what? Huh? I don't watch Pop the Balloon. This is the show where people like match with a balloon popper or someone who is.
It's such a stupid show. I think it's just. I'm slowly. Not slowly. I've come to realize something, and I'm going to be very honest. However people feel about the gay community and shit, I don't care. I'm gonna be real. What's the problem with most straight people is the fact that y'all just keep getting online saying the dumbest shit possible about having a relationship.
Is that Pop the Balloon?
I'm sorry. It's Pop the Balloon. It's the podcasters. It's like y'all single not because y'all have picky or high standards or shit. Y'all single because the way y'all articulate all of it is just bad.
Yeah, I don't like the Pop the Balloon franchise mainly just because you see what's in a person's head about like some of the guys are bad. Some of the guys are just straight bad, where like the people that are coming up to be like as a choice, like there was Homeboy where it's just like, I don't like girls.
I'm sorry, what's a girl?
That's someone who stands up for other women. That's legitimately what he has a problem with. Women who stand up for other women.
Decent human beings.
Like that.
Okay,
come
here, baby.
Come here. No, and they all popped their balloon one after another because it was just
pop our balloon. We don't pop his. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like it does such a disservice it gives us false narrative of what it's like to like we've had dating shows throughout history. That's not a new thing. But it's the way these are formatted and the way these are created. I don't think they do a service to anybody truly. when it comes to actually finding relationships with anybody out there.
You do
Gay
know
or
they
straight.
don't ever
many
they
relationships
hardly ever
are
have the real conversation, and then most of the romance or love shows that we have today, in terms of like real people, kind of reality TV, there's an emphasis on the drama, and it's never a healthy catharsis of like, how do we actually grow from this as people? Everybody wants to be the new New York. Everybody wants their pumpkin moment. Bye pumpkin. Bye
question
pumpkin.
though. When did we ever have good representation on TV of relationships?
We never did.
I'm not saying that we necessarily had better.
There were some people who were decent, but not everybody was.
Yeah,
good.
there were some people who were better than others.
What's decent though?
Ice-T and Coco, they still together. They still together.
Camera off. I know you fucking lying.
I mean, but at least there is something to say about, like, yeah, there's still.
I know you fucking lying.
But like, it's like
I couldn't even hide that one.
The landscaping of it all is kind of just redundant.
Like, I don't know, like OJ and Nicole or some shit.
No, that's terrible.
I'm sorry. Go and see.
All right, let's move on. Since clearly.
No, this was a good conversation, but it was just so what you said. Oh, what you said. Go ahead.
Mind you, it's been so long since I ever saw the series. I don't remember if they was good or not. I just know for a fact they are still together.
They're problematic. I mean, yeah, problematic people sometimes stay together because you know why? Nobody else wants their ass. Shit.
People still want Ice-T because of Law and Order SVU.
You still got a consistent check. You get a CHEQ.
Okay. Okay. All
okay,
right.
just because it's not your standards, Yvonne, doesn't mean that everybody else has to be the same.
Do I want Ice-T? No, that's not my time.
Okay,
that's not my
true.
type.
Just because I don't. Okay, that's fair, but in no way, shape, or form are we going to say that relationship is a healthy, heterosexual or
healthy was never the word we used.
Yeah, but y'all were waxing poetic about decent. Balloon popping is this, girl. It was
in comparison to some other couples that were
rabbit back then as it is right now.
In comparison to most of the Real Housewives relationships, yeah, they were decent.
Here's the lowdown of it. If you get into a relationship with another human being, you're gonna be fighting for your fucking life every day. Most people are disturbed. You either put up with it or move on from it. That's just the reality. So there is no fairy tale. There is no happily ever after.
No, a relationship is hard work. And there have been certain shows that have, despite the dramatic irony that has to happen, like they've gotten better at having real healthy conversations and or moving the drama into something more realistic and feasible. Because like for Insecure, good conversations happen. Dramatic irony, mind you, but good conversations happen about relations and about relationships in like your space when you're dating. But that's not talking about reality TV. Reality
that's more
TV
scripted.
was never set up for that.
Right,
it was
that's
never meant for
scripted
that.
television. And scripted television is going to have, more of a different vibe and impact because it's scripted. Reality TV is not looking to do all that. They're looking to titillate you and get you in, just kind of get you there for whatever the purpose is. So I mean, sometimes, and I'll just say this is just me, that I hear some people talking about relationships and kind of waxing poetic about how it used to be back in the girl. It was always bad. As somebody who's been there in the past, it was always bad. It was not great.
Relationships haven't gotten better or worse. It's just people's business has gotten a lot more platformed.
Right.
And now we all have to suffer for it.
The problem.
Right. We all talk about it now. But you know what? I maintain. Oh, girl, you okay? You all right?
I'm just
kind of allergies. Yeah. But I maintain.
She got that glossy look in her eye like she done found some.
Actually, wearing contacts.
Or like she didn't have Benadryl from the dollar store. Did you read my little thing there?
Yes, I saw.
I did.
All right, let's wrap this conversation up. We got
Benadryl from the dollar store, and I was trying to call my friend on the calculator for a good hour before I realized it.
That's a good goddamn shame. All right, let's move on to my moment. I'm sick of y'all.
Dollar Tree Benadryl sound good.
All right, I'll move on to the moment. The moment I decided to choose is this.
Oh, okay.
I'm so upset, not because I want to see it, but I gotta go wait to see my best friend to see it. And the microbraid is still microbraiding.
So a lot of people have had mixed opinions about the sequel to this.
Okay.
I can understand. I enjoyed it. I liked watching this. I had a good time in the theater watching it. I also can understand that the music in this one is very different than the first act because the first act had all the heavy hitters, while the second act kind of went, okay. No Good Deed is a great song, and I think for Thank Goodness is a good song, but other than everything else in between kind of doesn't work for me. Everything's a little bit somber in that. But overall, the entirety of Wicked becoming the thing that it is now, becoming this live action adaptation, it is probably one of the best adaptations in a while, if not one of the best ones.
No,
One of the best ones.
I may not have seen For Good, but I can definitely say the love and care that has been put into this, I'll say franchise for lack of a better word. Like the effort that they put into it to make sure that it was as true as it could be and expanding where it needs to make it more of a movie plot, because trying to go straight from Broadway to movie, life can get real ugly.
Yeah.
But
and it's not the first time that has happened. There has been, I mean, literally Kiss of a Spider Woman. I think that's what it's called, with Jennifer Lopez.
Well, I mean,
was that actually good?
I have no clue.
Not from
I know
what
somebody
I've
who was in it.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
what they say?
I wouldn't. They're a background dancer. They're not anything film actor. Oh. But like,
they can still have a good feeling about it or not.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they got paid. They don't give a shit whether it's good or bad. Like, as long as I got a check, they don't give a shit. But like, there's been some in the past that have been really good. Obviously, like, you know, there's Grease, there's Mamma Mia, there's countless many that have been good, and there's countless ones that have like, yeah, the person who created this did not watch the production of this at all.
The Color Purple,
or no,
that was a stage play too.
Yeah, it was, and there was a musical as well. That's
I will say for the movie, as somebody who rereads the book about almost every year, if not every 18 months, because I just love The Color Purple for some reason. I don't know why it hits so hard every time. Maybe it's because of lesbians, and I just love me some lesbians. I will say for the original movie with Whoopi Goldberg, they do a really good job of interpreting the first half of the book. They give it a lot of emotional weight and time.
The original movie,
they did not close it well at all. And they had to, and it's because they spent so much time in the first half of it that they had to speed up.
Right.
Whereas
getting that weight of the first part of it,
yeah, because there's a whole lot more that happens that like builds up Celie and Suge's relationship in the second half, and kind of like coming to catharsis with everything that's happened. And even when they made the stage play, and when they did the stage play to the movie, that did the mix between the original movie and the Broadway stage musical play. They still do it still does the same thing of speeding through the second half. Nobody's done a very good job about doing the second half of The Color Purple. Whereas for Wicked, I ain't seen For Good yet. I gotta wait until I go see my best friend in Poland to do that. So man,
I will say this. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's just like somebody who's read the book and watched the play. Yes, most of the heavy hitter songs that everybody loves to like automatically use for an audition and or sing at every single high school chance that they get is going to be in the first half. That's just kind of the nature of that beast. That is how it is in reality. So if people are disappointed about that, they're just kind of disappointed about the whole franchise of Wicked as a musical.
I think there was an issue.
Some people didn't watch the
musical. Yeah, some people did. I've seen the musical, not in person, but I have seen it. The issue I think that a lot of times when it comes to musical adaptations of something is that they'll just put someone in it just for the sake of putting them in it, and not actually someone who's had like experience being on Broadway in some way, shape, or form. Even though now this is just going to be, you may not know who he is, may know who he is. James Corden was in every fucking thing at one point. The problem and James has been on Broadway. He's actually a Tony winner, which is shocking, but he is. He's actually
that the big man who did the Singing in the Car with Adele?
Yes.
Okay.
He's actually a Tony winner. That doesn't mean by default he needs to be in everything. There are people who, like, if you like, Cats isn't a great example, but like Cats was like just a hodgepodge, a bunch of people put into this, and I'm like,
they said we are going to use as many heavy hitter singers to try to carry this movie
going to be a hit.
Like, let's put Taylor in
and
it. Let's put Rebel Wilson in it. Let's put James Corden in it. Then let's put
Idris in it.
And
Sir
Taylor
Ian Swift.
McKellen. Why? Like, I love Ian McKellen, but like, it's like that is the thing. Is like, there are so many musical adaptations that are really good, and like, yes, we can talk about the Wiz. Wiz is for Black people is probably one of the most amazing things ever. If you love that, you know, it probably doesn't sit. It probably is different.
That's a classic.
It probably says different for everybody because people probably saw it like because the Broadway production and how it's a different adaptation than what it actually is. There is still something to say that they put performers in there who are actually maybe not theatrically trained, but they do have performance qualities of that. Whereas there's been stuff in the past where it's like, yeah, I'm glad this person knows how to sing. That does not mean that they should be in this right now.
Mm. And then there's some people that surprise you because didn't Queen Latifah do what's the role? Chicago, and she blew it out the box. She was an Oscar nominee.
Yeah,
I don't think she had performed on Broadway before.
And she did Hairspray and everything like that. But she's also, but there's something. I think she also has some level of theatrical training in the sense of like in high school and shit like that. Like she did.
But not Broadway.
I know that Queen Latifah had a lot of different talents. It just kind of, when she was able to let her brand expand, that's when she was able to do more and show out more. It's kind of the same thing with what's that man who had to use a whole lot of autotune in the first half of his career. And then them drinks, we T-Pain.
I don't know.
Yeah, because T-Pain can sing, T-Pain can perform. Can he dance? Debatable. I've seen them live performances. I remember when he was a fairy.
Okay.
Because why would he spin like that? Why was that the choice?
But you know, so it's like I think it's one of the better movie adaptations of a Broadway production. There's a list of them that are really good, obviously, but this one is definitely the best one that's been done thus far. It's definitely has raised the bar for what's to come for the future if they ever do stuff like this again.
I hope the lesson that Hollywood gets from Wicked, from the whole production of Wicked, is that we got to put the right people in the right places.
Absolutely.
Because
who actually want the job and know the role.
Yeah, because it's just like the only person that I have mixed feelings about in terms of like being there is Michelle Yeoh, and I don't think she does a bad job. I think she does a very good job. My issue is more so it's just like Madame Morrible is a pretty boisterous person where it's just like I would have preferred a drag queen, to be honest with you. I would have really preferred a drag queen because
Rue McClanahan did that once.
Played that role?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
A long time ago. Rue McClanahan did it. And Shirley Ralph too at one point.
I can see that.
But yeah, it's just like I think that Madame Morrible is always, for me, Madame Morrible should always be a character that's boisterous, larger than life, pretty mean. Like you can tell, like she's being nice to you, but she's a very mean person. And Michelle Yeoh plays that very well, but she doesn't really give larger of life in that performance.
Yeah, I think she gave a lot of attitude and a lot of aggression and everything like that. But I also would have maybe switched her out with somebody else, and Jeff Goldblum as well. Like he's talented, but I think that it could have been somebody else, in my opinion.
Cat Daddy.
I don't know who I would have chosen for the Wizard, not because Jeff Goldblum did such a bad job. It's just more so like the role is just, it's important, but it's more so, it's like that threat that's off screen. He's important as an existence. He's not important as a character.
What if? You ready for this one?
Okay.
You ready for this one? What if? Lenny Kravitz.
No.
Was the Wizard.
Which one is that?
That's the one with the dreadlocks that plays the guitar. Lenny Kravitz.
Girl, let me see
the rocker.
I don't know nobody.
No.
I think that would be, I don't know, interesting.
You're just saying that because you want to see Lenny Kravitz on screen, not because you actually.
No, not really.
I can see it. I can see that. And again, like the wizard is an important role, but he's an existential threat to the story more so than he is a direct one-for-one, like you need him on the screen. I think Lenny Kravitz has the star power and kind of...
I think
like I can see it. And then also it would help with Elphaba being black.
I think of the wizard. When I think of the wizard, if you're going to go behind the scenes of the wizard, I think of the wizard being like a prince. You know what I mean? Like this kind of interesting, weird character that has a lot of layers to it. And when you get deeper into the layers, you're still like, shit, you're weird. But okay.
Like, Oklahoma.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But that would be my, I'm still on Grace Jones for our movie Little Mermaid Ursula.
Okay, well, you get the money for that. You let me know.
The wizard is just a homosexual.
Yeah,
he comes from someplace else and then he decided to just park it.
Yeah,
because he ain't got no way to get back home. So it's just like, well, y'all like me, so
let me just say this shit. Let me just say this now. So in the movie theater, this is the part where Nico shows up. He shows up when they get to the Emerald City, right? Tell me what this nigga said. He sat down and he immediately say, "Oh, that's what when they're in the hair salon," and he goes, "That's what Elphaba got that bust down micro braids done at." I'm like, girl, the fuck.
Hey, I just love the videos of somebody being like Elphaba requesting her micro braids. They like going up the mountain.
Like, somebody get these shits done right. Let's go.
Well, I mean,
that's the only unrealistic thing about the movie. It might be a fantasy, but what you mean she got micro braids in the middle of everybody hating her? Who did it? You know how long them things take?
Some shit up too.
She's a witch.
Exactly. Doing her micro braids.
She's a witch. They could have been done like that.
I like that that's what Cynthia brought to the character herself, because Elphaba on the stage production, she just has long black hair.
Right. So that's what I'm gonna say. I like that there's micro braids in there.
You know I mean? Like
she brought that extra level to her for culturally, and I think that's a great touch.
Like, I like the micro braids decision. It's funny because every black person who knows how long it takes to do micro braids is just like, I know she didn't do them herself, so who the fuck did them? Somebody in Oz don't give a fuck about who her client is. Yeah.
Damn well.
Really? I don't know. I've not seen the movie, so I don't know.
Okay. I follow a lot of like black Instagrammers and YouTubers who are making the joke about it, where it's just like, now Elphaba, who did your micro braids? Because ain't nobody around here who could have done them.
And them nails she have, those are not just her nails. Those are fucking gels. So like, who did these shits too?
I think Elphaba could do her own nails. I'll give her that much. I don't think she can do her own micro braids on a regular and consistent basis to be able to keep them up the way she did throughout the movie.
Well,
like, you needed help. You needed somebody who knew what they was doing.
If she is the Wicked Witch of the West, correct? Then she's got those little slaves, the flying monkeys.
Well, yeah, the monkeys.
But not at the beginning, though. Like, not at the beginning.
And then she still has to teach her.
I mean, they're surprisingly, dexterous. Why don't you teach them? They got it. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
That wasn't
came up out of nowhere. Sorry.
That wasn't a very dainty steez.
No, it wasn't. Boy, I was afraid something was gonna fly out of there. Woo! I am so sorry. Edit that out. No, it's not gonna be edited out. I apologize to the audience. I apologize to the audience in advance. Go ahead.
All right, so we haven't done one of these in a hot minute. I have read a story.
Ooh, okay.
But I have 3 of them, and you both can pick which one I read off of. Okay.
Okay. Are you reading with a British accent?
No, I'm not.
You're no fun. Let me read it. I'll read it with a British accent.
No. So these are not recent, like within the last year or so. These are like quite old, so like, but it's still fun to read them. So the first one is: am I the asshole for not accepting my 16-year-old my dad, who's 38, coming out as gay? Or am I the asshole for telling my son that he is obviously gay? Or am I the asshole for getting mad at my boyfriend for refusing to accept that he's gay? Which one sounds more interesting?
I'm leaning towards 1 and 3, but I can't tell which one I care about more. It's kind of like one of those, like, my boyfriend needs to accept that he's gay. I'm 16 years old and my dad wants me. I want the 16-year-old. because she's set up into a situation she can't really consent to. She's just getting fucked over.
It's a 16-year-old boy.
He's getting fucked over.
Yvonne?
I would like it in a British accent. I think that
Yvonne, pick a story.
would raise my interest level. Sweeps. I go along with Star Mother. What are we? 16?
Yeah.
Baccarat.
Right.
Let's do it.
We'll do this. Am I the asshole for not accepting my Ooh.
Oh God. You ready?
Okay. Yeah. All right. For not accepting my dad coming out as gay. For context, my parents have been married for 18 years. I have 4 younger siblings. Okay. My mom apparently was completely blindsided and had no idea. They both were raised in fundamentalist Christian environments.
Well, there's the problem right there.
And were each other's first everything.
There's your other problem right
there. A story that I've heard 1,000 times, so it makes sense. But I'm so shocked, angry, and hurt.
You want me to read it, girl? Because you sneezing all over the place.
No, I'm fine right now. That's the second sneeze I need to come out. But I'm so shocked, angry, and hurt that he had lied to us for so long.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't know.
He did. My mom is also a stay-at-home mom who married my dad out of high school.
You in danger, girl.
I mean, fundamentalist Christian, that makes sense.
You in danger, girl.
On to what happened. Last week, I heard my mother crying alone in her bed after what I presumed to have been a quiet argument. Since her crying woke me up instead of any shouting, and my dad was nowhere to be seen, I asked her what had happened. She had told me everything. My dad had revealed to her that he's gay and has known for the majority of his life, and he wants a divorce. She said he planned on telling us in the upcoming months gradually to get used to it, but since I'm the oldest, I deserve to know first. Instead of letting him come to me as per my mom's advice, I went to him immediately the next day and demanded an explanation. I admit that he was very level-headed and calm about it, saying he understands why I'm upset, but I was having none of it, and basically told him that he's an awful, selfish coward who took advantage of my mom for years, and that I'll never forgive him. He just nodded solemnly and said, I'll understand as I got older, which made me even more angry because it's such a passive and emotionalist response. I told my guidance counselor about this, and she said that my response was an emotional one and not a logical one, and that I should apologize. However, why should I say sorry when nothing I said was untrue? I'm not homophobic. It is just a lie that I'm upset about. However, I'm beginning to wonder if I am wrong. Am I the asshole?
I don't think they're the asshole.
I think you're dealing with some trauma.
Yeah.
I don't think they're the asshole in the sense of being upset about the lie.
Yeah. Being upset about somebody. 18 years was how long the parents have been married?
It was a grip.
They were together since they were in high school. He's 16. I would imagine they've been together for well over 18. Close to 2 years.
So it's just like his whole life has been a lie.
Oh yeah, 18 years.
Yeah, so their whole relationship has been a lie. That child has looked at that relationship and it's been a lie. And everybody's been strung along. And now all of a sudden, I don't know how in the world you were going to gradually tell people you're gay. Like, that's not going to work. People aren't.
I wondered that.
One of the things has happened. Either they get it right away.
Gradually. As you see me touching Tom, next time you'll see me putting my tongue on Tom. And then we'll be tongue kissing gradually.
so let's say this.
You know what? They should just go on a
16 years
vacation.
old. They were together for 18 years. They were together for 18 years, so they had him 2 years in. He's 16. He has 4 younger siblings, so they all float between the ages of 15 and, let's say, 2 years old.
They were fruitful, weren't they? They were busy.
Which that's fundamentalist.
Yeah, fundamentalist Christians, this makes sense. He had a bunch of kids. He suppressed. Okay.
Suppressed. He got it up when he needed it.
Being that he was a fundamentalist Christian, it is understandable that his faith was so connected. He was so connected to his faith to where he just felt like this was a sin to be who he is, but he couldn't oppress it any longer,
Mm.
which is not unheard of. That has happened multiple times. A lot of people have done that. They Mormons, Mormons, Amish, any religion really, people get attached. So I can understand the whole realization now and like coming out and saying like, "Oh, I'm I'm gay, and I want to divorce and everything like that," because you'd rather just instead of continuously living a miserable life, you'd rather
Did
just go.
he wanted
But no,
divorce?
he said the dad
He
had said
did.
he
He
had
wanted
known
a
him for a
divorce.
majority of their
Oh,
relationship, if not
Yeah,
his
right.
life.
but it's finally coming to terms with it. So
Sure.
the son, I understand the frustration of being angry that your dad lied. At the same time, you wouldn't be here if he didn't do it.
Doesn't
But
matter.
Well, yeah, because
I
that's
know,
kind of one of those. Do you consent to life at first at being born? And some
Right.
people
yeah.
don't really want to be. So here we are.
Right. But I didn't have a say in that. That was a decision made without my, buy-in or input. So, I mean,
The kid didn't specifically go into details about how he felt about his dad being gay, just more so about the lie that he was being told.
yeah,
Mhm.
So I don't think he's wrong for being upset at his father for lying all these
no.
years.
Yeah.
I
No.
think that that is something that he'll have to work out with his dad. And mind you, story was about, let me see how many years ago this was. This is 5 years ago. So the kid is
She's
what, 24
23.
now?
One.
Yeah, 23,
23,
24.
24 now. So hopefully they're in a different stage, especially as
Maybe he's
the frontal
gay.
lobe,
You know,
closes up and he starts to realize.
Never know. He could be
I'm
gay. We should do an update.
no,
Update. Are you gay?
The very
but
least.
see, my stance on it is just more so. It's like I agree with everything you said, Ken. Um, at the same time, oh, the dad is the asshole, and I get it. There are people who never have the space to take the time to think about their sexuality. They're just in a heteronormative place, so they do heteronormative things. That's fine. It's the fact, and even if he was coming to terms with it, even if he was gripping with it, and like it took until his son was 16 to finally said, like, I'm done. I'm more so upset at the thought of him trying to gradually come out because there is no gradually.
Hmm.
Once somebody catches on to it, they're like, oh, he's gay or bisexual, what have you. And any other
I
person who doesn't catch it is just going to be like, oh, dad's just being dad. Dad's just a little weird. Dad's just a little effeminate.
Well,
Because
I
a
think
coat,
he's
a
saying
coat.
gradually for his kids. So that makes me wonder how young are the kids for them to fully grasp the understanding of what's happening. That's not saying they can't, but I'm wondering if what age are they to be able to say, okay, mom and dad are no longer together. Dad is now going to find a new partner and they're going to have to be another man. Can Will they be able to are they at an age to understand that, or are they not? I think that's the question I have.
There's not really, unless you have a really toxic relationship, most kids never really are going to be able to like understand the whole process of divorce. Is
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There is no good way to do any of this, right? There's no good
Yeah,
way to do it. If it were divorce and he was leaving him for another woman, there's no good way to tell a stable or what appeared to be a stable family of X amount of years that this is over, and bringing the kids into it, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt
hmm
whether I see you with no one, whether I see you with someone. It's gonna hurt. Does it have to be done? Yeah. What's the best way to do it? I don't know. Nobody knows. You know what I mean? Because
There's
everybody's
no
different,
real good
right?
way to
There's no,
do any of
there's no.
this.
So is the kid an asshole? Absolutely not. You were hurt. You know
you're
that,
16. You're the burden of
right?
the emotional burden is not upon you.
Right.
You were thrust in, you've already been thrust into existence, and now you're being thrust into a situation that you have no way to consent to and or mitigate anything around.
Right. You're seeing your mom hurt. That hurts. And your dad is telling you now he wants to leave the family. That hurts.
And how
So I
often was
mean,
he told, like, you're the second in command when it comes to taking care of the younger siblings and everything because he's the oldest and all
it
that
does seem
shit?
like
And
he takes on a lot of um, emotional responsibility there.
Mhm.
And I mean, hey, that like you said, in one of those Christian families, that might be, the norm. But the reality is there's no good way. There's no clean way, good way to do this. It's gonna hurt. Are you an
Like, there's no way to
asshole?
rip this Band-Aid
Absolutely.
off and not to feel bad.
Without should you have apologized? No, I don't think
No, I
so.
don't think.
That's weird for her to have told you or them to have told you to do that. Um, you know, maybe therapy would be.
Apology is not what is the solution. I think conversations over the years needs to be what it is. It's just
I
talking.
think family therapy, even though they are getting a divorce, you can still do family therapy, and I think that would be beneficial. To because I'm gonna guess there's probably a lot of other things underlying there too, besides dad is gay. You know what I mean?
Was there cheating involved at any point? Was there
Could be
temptation?
Did she find out from an app? Like,
right? How did
mom
she find out? Yeah, did she suspect for a long time and she was keeping the secret? Because I mean, if she's a stay-at-home mom, that's why I said, you in danger, girl. Your bread is drying up. You know what I mean? Like, if I get a divorce,
no,
I might have to go to work. But alimony is not a and then also if he's a dick and he fights, for I want part-time custody of my kids. Well,
and
I
don't know, from the context of what was said, I don't feel like he'll be that type of father because he kind of just was like, I'm sorry, kid. Like, I wish I could explain this better to you, but
there's no way.
There really is no way to do this as an older. When you're older is one thing, but when you have kids involved, it's a completely different scenario, especially the situation that he has created. You got married, you were high school sweethearts, you had kids, and it's much more different. That's not saying that has never been a scenario that has never happened. I've seen that happen, seen stories like that. It is the elements of Christian fundamentalist religion. You've been with her since she was you were both in high school. It's been 18 years now, and you have kids. You have 5 kids actually within that time span. So ranging from 16 to fucking 5 years old, more than likely. So
for me, it's just more so the fact, like, it is much easier to have the conversation. It's much easier to deal with a situation where it's just like, we've been married for 18 years. My husband just told me he's gay. How am I supposed to deal with that? I feel like that is a much better Band-Aid to rip off than to have to be like, we've been married for 18 years. My husband is gay and we have 5 kids. I don't know how I'm going to explain this to little Johnny, let alone big Johnny.
I mean, because also, again, I go back to 5 kids. A stay-at-home wife, girl, you in danger, girl. How long have you known he was gay? Because I'm just gonna say this way. If we're all supposing anyway, it sounds like we're doing supposition. She knew he was gay. She probably knew he was gay when she married him. So how long? It hurts. It hurts that he's finally come to terms with what he's come to terms with. But girl, you knew. You know what I mean?
I mean, hopefully now they are divorced and their relationship is a little bit in a better place. Like, look at Fran Drescher and her ex-husband.
Was he gay?
I mean, for me, I would have just, if I was the wife, I would have been like, we're not divorcing. You can have your little old fling. You can move out. You can be somewhere else, but you're still going to provide you're going to stay here.
I think that's also the other thing too.
Or at least until I can get on my own feet and provide for myself.
That's also the other thing too. Being a Christian fundamentalist, like, divorce is not an option for you guys in that sense. So, like, did you guys get a divorce, or are you just still married and you're just?
And that's why I said I do not believe for a second people were in the dark. I mean, the children maybe, but not the wife. Not the wife.
Yeah. Well, there are some women. There are some
Love
people
can be blissful
who have hard cope, where it's just like they don't know. If the husband, like, let's just say the husband just finally figured it out. Somebody finally opened his eyes and he said, "Oh shit, I'm gay." Wait, no, never mind.
That's someone touched him gently on his clavicle.
Did you see my head slowly turn? Like,
but sometimes
how many? Okay, you are gay experts because you're gay. How many gay men, older gay men, just woke up and said, "You know what?"
As skeptical as you may be, there's a lot of them that have discovered that later in life.
Discovered it later in life. There were
or acknowledged it later in life.
Right. That's the word. It is acknowledged later in life.
Because, like,
he has always had those feelings. He might have suppressed them. He might have, like, as a wife, she might have been like, he's looking at, gay corn. I hate saying that word corn, but so we don't get demonetized. He's looking at gay corn. Odd. Weird.
Side note,
So
Star
I'm
Mother.
not going to say
corn.
anything to him about it.
So
Side
here's
note,
the thing.
Star Mother.
Now
Corn.
you become complicit
Yeah.
in
Corn.
whatever's going on.
I know.
What?
Corn.
What?
What I'm saying more so is the
What's
fact that
wrong?
like
Wait, no. Inside joke. What
sometimes-
happened?
nothing. Sometimes people, is he gay or is he European? Is he gay or is he metrosexual?
I'm sorry. What just
Is he
happened?
gay or is he Italian?
Oh, we're
I just
referencing
blanked
Broadway
out.
musicals
Did you say
now. Okay.
Gay
All right,
or is
so-
he European?
First and foremost, the corn thing is because Star Mother on one of my birthdays came to New York City and bought me tickets to go see Shuck the Musical. And it was a musical about corn. So
Shuck?
yeah, it was called
Like
Shuck.
shucking corn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the funniest fucking thing we saw. We saw that we sat in the second row. It was so good.
And it was all about shucking corn, huh?
It was about
Basically.
corn.
Mhm.
And then
Okay,
the
I get
is
it.
he gay or European is a reference to a song in Legally Blonde the musical where they try to figure out if the guy who's on the stand is he gay or is he European.
Because there's a whole, for the American mindset, there's a lot of European behaviors that could be seen as gay.
Washing your ass.
Washing
Like
your
you're
ass,
European.
being more friendly with your best friend, kissing men on the cheek. There are things that like certain other cultures will do that in America would be seen as gay, but in their culture is perfectly fine. Japanese men will be having a smoke with their best friend holding their hand and they're both straight. They are not gay.
Yeah.
They don't want anything sexually to do with each other. That's just the level of, that's the amount of intimacy they can have between each other. Are they gay or are they European? Is he gay or is he Italian? Like, what's the actual thing? So in terms
They kiss
of,
you on both cheeks.
so in the terms of
there is no
defending-
equivalent of this for women. No woman runs around and
No.
goes, is she gay or is she European?
no, it's just like, I don't know how lesbians do it or bisexual women do it. It's just like, I'll flirt until something works.
But I'm just saying, there is no equivalent to this madness. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Masculinity changes by culture. The definition of masculinity changes by culture.
Which masculinity is performative. Go ahead.
Yes. It's the reason, but I'll come back to that. Or I'll come back to a different thing. But so for her, if he's always been slightly more feminine, if he's always been closer to metrosexual, a lot of his behaviors are just kind of like, that's just my husband. That's just the way he's always been. But we got 5 kids, so therefore I have the proof I need.
Look at Tom
It
Christie.
still works.
And may I poise this? If you grow up in that sort of environment, right? You said, well, not Catholic, but you said evangelical or fundamental, whatever.
Christian fundamental.
Most women who are forced to marry, you're looking for a soft landing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather marry? Some man or some man? I'm saying this from the point of she probably knew he was. There had been rumors that he was, and she thought,
all of a sudden, now she's doing my hand gesture.
Now, we're also making a very bold assumption in this case.
We are making some bold assumptions.
Because he might be a
we're inquiring about this.
Huh?
I'm just saying, were the world to go, I've talked to like, me and CKC have talked about this, were the world to go topsy-turvy, right? And somebody had to get married. I'm marrying over like somebody I'm going to have to like lay out every day.
I thought all my life. I fought my fathers. I fought my brothers. I fought my uncles.
So, I mean, think about it, though. Think about it. There's a lot of women who will look at men and go, yeah, he's got a lot of male friends. He's, well, I can
having a lot of male friends
fix
means
him.
nothing. Having a lot of, because you can't even tell a man's sexuality by the company he necessarily keeps. Because there are a lot of straight men who have gay friends because they're the best wingmen for them. And like, though it's a very quid pro quo relationship, hey, you're going to stay as long. people are gonna stay until it hurts too much to stay.
We're also honest with criticism that actually is real criticism rather than just saying something.
I think though, if you walk into your husband pleasuring himself to gay porn, I think you have it on pretty good authority.
Yeah, no. If you see your husband doing that, then either he wants to be pegged or he specifically is at least bisexual, if not fully gay. And those are things, those are all things that can be true at one the same time. He can, if he's bisexual, he might want to get pegged by a woman, and he might also want to get messed up by a man. That's fine.
Let's back up to the pegging, because people always, this burns me up as a frequent pegger. This burns me up that people always equate that with men being gay. Which is not true, right? You can have the desire to be pegged by a woman and not be gay at all. You just want your prostate stimulated. I mean, you could play around with anal toys and not be gay at all. You know what I mean? Like, someone made a good point in our group that we lose the message of gay. That, you know, like, you do have people who like, I like to suck dick. That don't make me gay. Okay, sir. You know, sure, you're testing the limits of language, but yeah, okay. But if we look at
because that person really was fucking trying to really talk himself out of the hole that they dug, and they didn't realize it.
So my stance on it. So when men come to me asking about their sexuality, because for some reason I apparently can stand on good authority for helping other people figure out what they like.
Because you are comfortable with your sexuality. That's why. Okay. Let's be honest about it. You are very comfortable with your sexuality. And so men, especially confused men, or men who would love to have that sort of comfort and secureness, seek you out. Don't diminish. Don't just throw off your gift star. You are very comfortable with who you are, and that is very important, and that is admirable. Go ahead, girl.
Thank you very much. I take that to heart.
Good,
but I will say,
I wouldn't have said it. Didn't mean it.
Ooh, you know, because she's just that girl. She honest, she truthful, and she had her sign.
When have I told you a lie? Go ahead.
But I've always told men, when it comes to their sexuality, so let's use sucking dick for example. If you want to suck dick because you want to suck dick, you might have some plausible deniability. You might just only be attracted to the dick, but you don't actually like men. Cool. That is something that can be true. That can be a true statement.
I've sucked dick and not like the man that I've sucked, so it could be true. Go ahead.
Yeah, that is a fair statement to make. That is a fair statement to make. Now, is it questionable? Yes. Is there a word for it? Not inherently, but, you know, live your life. That's your truth. If you want to suck the dick because of the man attached to it, honey, you're at least bisexual.
There you go.
At least. We can figure out the nuances of this later, but like, hey, if it's because of the man, hey, you're into it. You're into him. You got some gayness in you. You got some sugar in the thing. If you don't care if it's a feminine persona and it has a dick attached to it and you're still down for the cause, you might be straight. Like, you're still closer to straight than you are to gay, because you don't want a man who looks like a man. You don't want a man.
You don't want masculine.
You still want feminine. And the fact that it has a dick, so it's like, okay, I'm still down to play with it, because you got everything up front and on top of it, where it's like,
you're feminine presenting,
Yes.
And I mean,
for those guys,
go ahead.
Yeah, because if a man's attracted to transsexual male to females, I would not call them gay, because that's not the same thing.
Well,
there's a spectrum there.
There's a spectrum.
Mean, we laugh, but you know, if we stop, like you said, if we stop putting people into these boxes and like doing hard definitions, like you have to be gay, you know, at 50 with 5 kids, you all of a sudden gay. How about you just bisexual? How about you just the opportunist? How about you just, you know, how about, you know, you found someone else who just happens to be of the same gender that you connect with now, and you want to leave this relationship that you've had with this woman. And it's not necessarily that you didn't love this woman, that you don't love your family, you don't love your kids. It's that you've outgrown this relationship and you want to move on to something else.
You've gotten everything that you can in terms of the hierarchy of needs this relationship can give you. And maybe you've gotten to self-realization and you've realized, me being in a heterosexual relationship isn't for me.
Right.
Cool.
and I'm comfortable exploring what is with this other person who just happens to be of my same gender. I mean,
and I love that for you, hate that for everybody else involved.
Right. Because the reality.
Let's just hope that the whole scenario works out for this entire family.
Well, it's been 5 years ago, so if it hasn't worked out,
that's what I'm saying. There's no update to it, so I can't.
Right. They joined the ranks. So everybody fucked up out there trying to get therapy.
But like, let's hope that this family is still a family.
But like, all of us messed up and got trauma. You ain't special.
Damn right. Well, this has been a great episode. It's been fun.
This has
been a good key.
It's been
a good story. Get a good conversation about stuff.
What's going to be our next experience? Is it going to be Stars Night?
Yeah, Sneeko was supposed to be here, but he was busy. So.
Oh, was he supposed to be for this one?
Yeah, but I asked him, like, not last minute, but I had asked him if he was busy, and he was. So like,
you weren't gonna tell us.
I just love to do everything but tell the people who are side hosts.
Right.
When this show is yours, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
But how is it? I thought we were all like equals.
I thought we were all together like High School Musical. So why am I getting surprised?
Yours. This is how the Supremes broke up. This is how Diana Ross lost all that weight, and then all of a sudden,
what weight was it to lose?
All of a sudden,
she stopped telling everybody. Like, what the fuck was life?
She stopped telling everybody else where the rehearsals were, where we were meeting. You know,
she took off a couple of tracks of hair, and that was the weight she lost. What more could she have lost?
The other two were at home and turned on the TV, and they go, "Why that bitch performing by herself? What the fuck?" I didn't get.
Anyway,
I've been trying to reach out to her for months.
And she performing in Tokyo.
I feel a little disrespected. That's all. I feel a little disrespected because it's just like we started this together, and now you kind of just use me as a prop,
right?
And don't like my name's on the placard. If you just want me to be, you should have taken it off.
Thank you.
This could be the cash show if you wanted to be, and we just coming up.
We'll just be special guests. Thank you.
Oh, fuck off.
You're the one who wants to invite people and not tell nobody, and give nobody the prompt before we start.
We could have had questions for
only
Nico.
Our booking department actually did their job.
Well,
who do you want to be booking department? Are we signing roles right now? Are we doing this on camera?
Thank you.
Yeah, we're doing this on camera. We're doing this on camera because this wasn't right.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. always at the 11th hour with them, it descends into fucking madness.
No, you're the one who wanted to give information at the 11th hour,
and I have been this close for the past 2 minutes. Okay, this close.
And then she got mic rules, so now she's gonna mute people. Right. This is dissent. This is fascism.
Right. We are appropriate. We may not have been appropriate for 90% of the show, but now we are appropriate. You didn't tell us shit.
It was a last minute. It's a last minute thing. Okay.
Okay, but yeah, let us know. Let somebody know
that you tried.
Okay, then what difference would it have made if he's not up here?
But still, okay.
Why should I? If he didn't come, surprised. I feel like we, your co-hosts, shouldn't be surprised by a guest. And if you were even going to have a surprise guest, you should have still told us some.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next week gonna be a surprise guest. Next time it's gonna be a surprise guest. How about that?
Well, is it gonna be Nico or who's gonna be?
I don't know.
It's a surprise for the audience. We'll have to wait till after the call, after the recording.
Audience, it's gonna be a surprise for all of us. We're gonna be like, who is this?
It's gonna be a surprise for me too because I don't know who the fuck it is.
Damn. I'm gonna just reach out.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Once again.
I'm stunned, mother. I done broke something with my butt today.
I'm Yvonne. I'm going to get some ice cream or something.
I'm going to beg because I feel
like y'all like, oh, goodness. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's time for me to go.
I know you got allergies. You're lucky that we love you. That,